12 learners. Welcome to today's tourism lesson. My name is Evans Maponya. This lesson is brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education in collaboration with Sibona Discoveries. You may post your questions during the lesson on WhatsApp number that I'm going to provide. It's 079 578 2908. Let me repeat the number, the WhatsApp number for any queries. It's 079 578 2908. Well, grade 12 learners, today's topic will focus on marketing South Africa as a tourist destination internationally. These are your lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you must be able to know the following. 1, the importance of marketing South Africa internationally. You must be able to know and understand the core business of South African tourism or SA tourism. You need to also keep yourself abreast with opportunities for marketing South Africa internationally. You also need to know South African tourism's role in marketing South Africa. You must also be in a position to understand funding for South African tourism international marketing initiatives. You need to also familiarize yourself with the brand logo for South Africa, and as well as the introduction to Africa's travel indaba. Those are the objectives that the lesson aims to achieve at the end of this lesson. Where the topic will be assessed, you'll find this topic on section C, that is your question 6, and it will be assessed in the following tasks. You'll come across this topic on your controlled tests, skills assessment task, in the PET, in the prelim examination, as well as the final examination. And in the final examination, you'll get it on section C, that is your question 6. And let me just give a brief background about this topic. It's one of the topics identified over the years as an poor or underperforming topic. So you should pay attention as I drive you through the topic on marketing South Africa, so that we improve performance on this topic and have a better understanding how South Africa is marketed internationally. The word marketing or the concept marketing should not be such a big deal for you, because marketing in ordinary language, in simple language, means advertising. So for the sake of this topic, we are going to look how South Africa is advertised internationally, how South Africa is being sold internationally, how it is marketed internationally to boost the economy, to realize an increase in the GDP, to realize growth in the economy of the country, and how tourism plays a role or contributes towards the growth of the economy of South Africa. In this slide, we are going to look at the importance of marketing South Africa internationally. We are going to look at the significance, the essence of marketing South Africa internationally. Number one, the importance of marketing South Africa internationally results in an increase in annual volume of foreign arrival to South Africa. The first important aspect is that it increases the number of annual volume of foreign arrival, of foreign visitors. It increases the number of foreign tourists arriving into South Africa. In the previous lesson, we have looked into the market share, the international arrival, and their contribution to the market share. Now, the first significance, the first important aspect of marketing South Africa internationally, as I emphasize here, it will increase, it will give a rise into the annual volume of foreign arrivals, of foreign tourists arriving into South Africa. As we look into this aspect of an increase in volume, tourist arrival in South Africa in 2019, as a point of reference, was 10.22 million, according to Statistics South Africa. Remember, these arrivals are captured in the border posts of South Africa, in the entry and exit points of South Africa. Statistics of foreign arrival is captured, and as of 2019, we have received over 10 million, according to Statistics South Africa, a body that helps in analyzing the arrival statistics, a body that, after analyzing, give us information in graphs and tables. So this was the situation in 2019, where we have received such a high number of tourists interested or visiting South Africa. This figure of 10.22 million, compared to the visitors that we visited the country, compared to the tourist arrivals in South Africa, you can realize that there was a slight drop from 2018, where we have received 10.47 billion. So all you need to know is to compare the figures as presented to us. If foreign tourists visit our country, they spend their money on tourism products that result in an increase in revenue or in money that gets into the country. And ultimately, this will lead to an increase in the gross domestic product of South Africa. That is, our GDP will realize an increase much as we receive a high number of foreign tourists. As we further the move, looking at the importance of marketing South Africa internationally, we will realize as South Africans that more jobs will be created and people will earn salaries and wages. The money is further used for social welfare projects to further improve the life of South Africa, the life of people in our country. It also leads to greater prosperity for all South Africans. The word prosperity suggests high income, or in simpler terms, people will get rich. Our country will get rich after getting such an injection of funds from foreign arrivals. Given all these aspects, therefore, marketing, which we said advertising, is very important to attract more tourists into our. So marketing here suggests displaying our products in different ways to make the tourist have a sense of what we offer in South Africa. So on the slide, as you can see, the bluish picture suggests the estimate or the estimated tourism contribution to South Africa. So the figure has been rounded up to 1.5 million jobs that have been created from the funds that foreign tourists inject into the economy of the country. So relatively, this is the number of jobs created from foreign tourist expenditure. This percentage-wise totals to 9.2% of the total employment of the country. So you can see the significant contribution of foreign tourists into the economy of the country that result in creating such a high percentage of job opportunities for local. As we move further with the importance of marketing South Africa internationally, the second point is that it has a potential to increase international awareness of South Africa as a travel destination. Marketing South Africa to the outside world puts us in a position to make those foreign countries aware of South Africa, of our country as a destination of choice. Isn't it in marketing? We'll be displaying what we are offering, the good weather, our beaches, our landscapes, our natural game reserves, and all other attractions you may think of, not forgetting that we offer conference facilities for big meetings. So if we make people aware of that, if we advertise that we have to offer to the whole world, then people will be aware of South Africa as a destination to be visited. So with this, it will help us increase the number of international tourists to visit South Africa. Marketing has to be done through different platforms. For example, we can use the different medias that are at our disposal, the internet, other platforms to make tourists aware of what the country has to offer as a tourist destination. There you will have your social media other than the internet, the Facebook, the WhatsApp, the Telegram, and other number of different social medias that we are exposed to can help in marketing South Africa as a destination of choice for international tourists mainly. The other way to increase awareness is through national and international tourism exhibition and shows. So exhibitions here, it's where South Africa would buy stand in international trade shows, in all international platforms to increase awareness of what South Africa has to offer for international community. To increase the number of foreign arrivals to South Africa, South Africa must be marketed so that people know about it. So if people are not aware of what we are offering, then they may not have interest whatsoever into visiting our country. Target markets that show potential. This explains that as we market South Africa as a destination of choice, we should pay particular attention to those countries that have vested so much interest into our country. We should look into markets such as China, markets such as England from Europe, who have particular interest into activities happening into the country. So marketing must target it. We don't use a one-size-fits-all approach here. We must pay particular attention to those markets who has potential growth for us and look as to how best we can sell the products that South Africa has to offer. Our markets include the great natural beauty. So you'll agree with me that South Africa is a very attractive country. It's a very, very beautiful country. As you look at the landscape, the oceans, the inland activities in museums, so that the weather, that makes South Africa a very beautiful country to visit. So we must use that to our advantage to show the scenic beauty of our country and to make foreign tourists aware of. So we must portray the different topography. So topography here, we are referring to the mountains and valleys. You have the Table Mountain in Cape Town. You have the Drakensberg Mountain, which ranges from Mpumalanga right through to KwaZulu-Natal and Limpopo. So we need to capture pictures showing our topography as well as our cultural diversity. So there are so many cultures in the country, so many different cultures that is of interest to foreign tourists. It is unfortunate in some of the foreign countries, you'll find that there is only one culture. But it is not the case with our country, South Africa, where you have 11 official languages, you have different cultural groups and activities. And over the past years, we've been showcasing all this diversity. So to better describe South Africa, one would say different cultures, one. Or there is a saying that says, we are a rainbow nation. So that diversity, we must sell it to the outside world and be in a position to explain to the outside world how it becomes a unifying force to our democracy, to our country. So different cultures are brought together as an aspect that will help us to market South Africa as a destination of choice, particularly to the international community. We must encourage hosting global events in South Africa that can assist in making tourists aware of South Africa as a desirable destination. So we must come out and volunteer to host international communities or to host activities that are of international significance. We must come forward and prove to the world that we are able to compete with them in terms of hosting big events. If I were to cite an example, I'll speak of hosting different sporting activities that are of world significance, activities that would include the Soccer World Cup, the Cricket World Cup, the Rugby World Cup, we must also be in a position to host world summits, which I have no doubt whatsoever that South Africa has a potential, has the capacity to host such global events. That will help us showcase what we can offer and make international communities that South Africa is one of the top nations when coming to the tourism. As we host these events, remember, people or foreign tourists have the luxury choose to see other tourist activities, other attractions that South Africa has to offer, other than the primary activity that we're here for. They have reason to explore other secondary activities. The nature lovers have a lot to explore into our country. We have various botanical gardens. We have various nature reserves, and we have various game reserves in the country for tourists to explore. Now, I want us to focus our attention to benefits of marketing South Africa as a destination of choice. As I've been going through the discussion of this topic, I put emphasis on South Africa as a destination of choice. And in that respect, I simply mean South Africa must be in a position to compete globally. Hence, I say South Africa as not only a destination, but as a destination. I, in essence, make an indication to you that other countries of the world have some natural resources, have some man-made resources that tourists may be attracted to. But now, South Africa has to be marketed, has to be advertised so that it stands out alone as a number one destination of choice globally. So now here are the benefits of marketing South Africa. One, it boosts the revenue of the economy. The revenue here, we are referring to money. So the economy will derive a lot of capital, a lot of money out of this international art. It also creates thousands and thousands of job opportunities for our people. I have alluded in the previous slides that 9.2% of the jobs in the formal and informal sector of our economy is translated from tourism. Other than job opportunities, the foreign arrivals or marketing of South Africa as a tourist destination develop the infrastructure of the country. And infrastructure here refers to the roads, the buildings such as hospitals, schools, the communication networks. So the money that is derived out of marketing South Africa as a destination of choice is used to further develop the infrastructure that we have, further expand on the network, and as well as the infrastructure that we own. So it leads to further development, not only in new areas, but helps to improve the existing. It also plants a sense of cultural exchange between foreigners and our national citizens. So you better explain this as tourism grade 12 learners, as marketing would lead to cross-cultural relationships. So we get to understand very well how people from other countries of the world do their things, and they in turn benefit from how we do our own. To be specific, they will be in a position to learn more, for instance, about the Zulu culture, the Tswana culture, and other different cultures, how they do their cooking, how they greet, and all other cultural activities you may think of. So many countries of the world, they know little about our cultural activities when coming to marriages. It sounds a surprise to them when you tell them that we pay lobola in our marriages, whereas in their case, it's something that they agree and go to the magistrate courts and just sign. So in our case, all due cultural processes have to unfold. So that is, we exchange our cultures, and that makes the world a better place to live in. Now let's look at the core business of South African tourism. Let's first define what is South African tourism. In explaining that, we are saying it is the National Tourism Agency that is responsible for marketing or advertising South Africa as a destination, both internationally, that is globally, and domestically. So this organization or this agency's main purpose is to sell South African products both to our local people as well as to international communities, those who are not living in South Africa. So that is the fundamental role that South African tourism plays, and that defines what South African is. Let's reflect on the core businesses that South African tourism is responsible for. Number one, the primary role of South African tourism is marketing South Africa internationally as a tourism destination of choice. Now the choice comes in again in our discussion. Another role of this organization or agency is to maintain and enhance the standard of facilities and services for tourists. To maintain the infrastructure that we already have, or to maintain tourist attractions that we have in the country and enhance them, further improve them to be attractive, to attract tourists that comes outside the country. So one of the roles is to improve these facilities so that facilities that we have match international standards. It is also entrusted with the role of coordinating the marketing activities of role players in the industry. Role players or stakeholders in the industry would be your travel agencies, your tour operators, and all the tourism attractions in the country. Stakeholders here also refers to the restaurants that we have, the banks, and all the participants, all people who participate in offering tourism products to the tourist. Your hotels, your bed and breakfast, and all the sectors that are involved that you have learned as far back as grade 10. So one of the roles is to market activities of all the role players that I've alluded to. So for further information, you can visit South African tourism website on www.southafrica.net. The core business of South African tourism, above all, include hosting international events. I have given examples of international events in the sporting activities, sporting events that South Africa usually hosts. You can bear me out when I say we have beautiful stadium to accommodate, we have beautiful and world standard conference centers to accommodate summits, to accommodate sporting events, and over and also hosting music festival. So This is one of the core business of South Africa tourism. So core business here, we are referring to the roles, the core duties of South African tourism. Opportunities for marketing South Africa internationally. So these platforms have been created to help South Africa showcase its products, its tourism offering internationally. There are two major international opportunities, two major international platforms available where South Africa or where South African tourism can market, can showcase, and advertise their product. They are as indicated on the slide. The first one is International Tourist Trade Show, hosted annually around March in Berlin. Berlin, the city in Germany, and this city, it's where ITB platform is located, and it allows South African tourism to market or to expose their tourism products for the whole world to see. And this event takes place in the month of March. It happens in March. The second platform that is used to help South Africa showcase their products internationally would be the World Travel Market, or in short, you are also allowed to write it as WTM, but you have to know it in full as well, because you might be asked, what does the acronym WTM stand for? And you should be able to explain it as World Travel Market. The same applies with ITB, which is International Tourist Trade Show, happening in Berlin. So the WTM, or the World Travel Market, happens annually in London, and here South Africa is also given a platform, or it's given a stand in this opportunity to market, to showcase, to advertise the tourism offering, the tourism products that the country has to offer. So this happens annually in November. And an example here is, as you can see from the slide, that we had one in 2022, and it happened between the 7th and the 9th of November. So these 3 days were very crucial for South Africa to sell tourism products, advertise tourism products to the world. Now, let's explain in detail the two. It's ITB, as well as WTM. So we are going to particularize here and see what processes are available for South Africa to market its product in these shows that are IT Berlin. It is the world's largest travel trade show or trade fair to happen for South Africa. It takes place annually in March at MES, which is in Berlin. Berlin, we said it's in Germany. Over 10,000 exhibitors from more than 180 countries and regions partake in this convention. They participate in this show. So you have 10,000 people who would showcase their products, their tourism products, and they come from over 180 countries of them. And this is an opportunity for South Africa to showcase, to advertise their products to these 180 countries that participate and beyond. Tourism marketers, tourist operators, booking organizations, the hotels, the airlines, the car rental, tourist boards, and system providers meet to attend the ITB and market their country as a tourist or as tourist destinations. So I have read out a number of stakeholders that we did mention in the previous slides, that these are the stakeholders in the tourism industry. So they are gathered at ITB Berlin annually in March, showcase the tourism products in their respective country. And South Africa is party to this happening, to this event on a yearly basis. ITB Berlin is a unique opportunity to learn about different countries and regions all over the globe in one place. So other than just mere marketing, we get to learn, or we get to be exposed to how other countries are doing their thing, to how other countries attract tourists. So it is an opportunity for us to also learn, not only to advertise, but also to learn how to improve, meet the world standards. So ITB Berlin presents us with that kind of an opportunity. South Africa also partake and has a stand in this competition. South Africa participate, and it's allocated a small piece of place where to showcase South African products. So this is the symbol. It's portrayed here, and on the logo you have the motto that says the world's leading travel trade show. So as soon as you identify this logo, you know for a fact that it's linked to TB Berlin, which gives us not only South Africa, but other 179 countries to showcase their tourism offering. World Travel Market as the second one. It's hosted in London. London is found in the continent Europe. It is a city, and the name of the country is England. The event, like the ITB Berlin, takes place annually in November at Excel. Excel is the name of the place in London, which is the city of England. Here you'll come across 5,000 exhibitors to showcase their destination, showcase their tourism products and services. So this platform, this event is visited by over 30,000 visitors. And this happens in November annually in London. It also enables the growth and development of the global travel industry. It does not contribute to only marketing South Africa, but from a global perspective, WTM result in the growth and development of the entire travel industry. This presents us, or presents South African tourism, an opportunity for global tourism to get together, network. Network is when we exchange information with other people from around the world, discuss and perform business at one place. So it is a unifying force to the entire universe, the entire globe, discuss tourism matters, to exchange ideas, that is networking, and discuss and perform business. And this happens under one roof. Therefore, it attracts key customers to the exhibit. So people would visit such an event with the aim of seeing what the world has to offer, and South Africa participate in this kind of funding for South Africa, or for South African tourism internationally, and marketing initiative. This is how it goes. You have TOMSA. TOMSA refers to, or is an acronym that stands for Tourism Levy South Africa. TOMSA is a private sector initiative created to raise additional funds for marketing South Africa. So TOMSA is the 1% levy that is collected from tourism businesses such as accommodation, car rental, tour operators, and travel agents. And this 1% goes into marketing or into South African tourism, market South Africa as a destination choice. So 1% derived from tourists as they book into our hotel, as they rent cars to move around, it's collected, and that 1% is referred to as TOMSA, which in full stands for Tourism Levy South Africa. And it's an initiative. It has been started by the Tourism Business Council of South Africa. TBSA collects TOMSA, which is 1% collected from international tourists, and help South African tourism market the tourism activities happening in South Africa to the rest of the world. So TOMSA is not an organization, but it is a levy. The name of the organization responsible TOMSA is TBSA, Tourism Business Council of South Africa. It collects the TOMSA and further give the collection to African tourism market South Africa as a destination choice. Funding for South Africa, for South African tourism internationally, marketing initiative. The TOMSA is used to attract leisure as well as cooperative travelers. As you can see, it's demonstrated on here as to the type of tourists that we target to host into our country. So it's mainly leisure and corporate travelers. But we do have an opportunity. We do have potential host other different kind of funding for South African tourism internationally, marketing initiative. As we move further, it expresses here that the TOMSA levy is equals to 1% and is charged to tourists or visitors to the use of various travel and tourism services in South Africa. We have made mention of examples of such services, such as accommodation, such as transport, and many other tourist activities happening into our country. Funding for South African tourism internationally, marketing initiatives. This is the distribution of this funding. As you can see, that mostly we derive it from hotels, followed by car rental, and other tourism stakeholders here benefits out of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa. Hence, the initiative by this organization to collect TOMSA from these businesses to help to market South Africa as a destination of choice. And if South Africa is well marketed, it means the hotels are going to benefit, car hire is going to benefit, the resorts, the game lodges, conference venues, the B&B, the guest house, and the travel agencies, the tour operators are going to benefit from tourists. And this is the contribution that we get from TBSA. And as you can see from the pie graph, that hotels accommodation contributes drastically to the TOMSA. As we further move with this subtopic, there is a diagram, a flow diagram that represents the activities involved. So in the beginning, you'll have tourists, and tourists will benefit the tourism businesses that are available. And examples will be accommodation, tour operators, car rental, attractions, travel agencies. And these contribute towards TBSA, that is the TOMSA levy that is collected by TBCSA, and the money is given to South African tourism, and South African tourism will use the TOMSA or the 1% levy to market activities and to collaborate the fund into projects. Remember South African tourism, we have listed the core duties, which is marketing the country, the tourism products, which is also developing the existing and new infrastructure that will attract foreign arrivals. Now, we have explained the role of SA tourism and how it goes about advertising South Africa in international platforms that we have alluded to, ITB, the WTM, and how it uses the money collected from TBSA, the form of 1% levy, the form of TOMSA, to fund marketing and other tourism projects. Now, I want us to look into the concepts of South African brand logo. We don't market the name. We are marketing, or we've put together different brand, different products of our country, but we have to market as one South African product. And for that reason, a brand logo was created to represent all the tourism products in the country, so that we market the products, we market the natural beauty, market the museum, market the theme parks, market the game reserve as one product. So all these tourism products come as a united front, and for that reason, a brand logo to market South Africa internationally was created for that reason. A brand refers to a name, a slogan, or a symbol, or a combination of the three to identify the offerings, to identify the products of a business or destination, to make it stand out from its competitors. So we have the slogan, the symbol, or a combination of the name, the slogan, and the symbol that we use, or that is used by South African tourism to market South Africa as a destination of choice. And that is referred to as branding. Branding, or a brand, is a distinctive brand image. So it comes in the form of the picture or an image. Is able to make business easily recognizable, easily identified, and it conveys a specific message to customers. So a distinctive here, like we've indicated earlier on, it's what differentiates South Africa from the rest of the competitors. It is what separates South Africa's products from the rest of the world. And that has been branded. So the brand is that element, is that picture, is that wording that separates South African products from the rest of the world. And people are able, tourists are able to identify with the South African products and separates it from the rest of other products from other countries. The concept branding, or South Africa's brand logo, help South Africa to create a positive, a unified image. Like I've indicated, different products are brought together and are represented by the brand logo in whatever platform that we use to showcase our products. It is a brand that is built on pride. So South Africa must be proud of the brand. This is one element that brand must portray. Our pride, something that we can be proud of. It must be recognizable to promote South Africa on an international platform. So people around the world must be able to see upon the brand that this is South Africa. We can differentiate South African product by only seeing the brand, that this brand is what makes South Africa. It enables South Africa to function as a competitive destination in the global. So the brand gives South Africa an edge to compete at a global perspective, at a global. So globally, a brand will also help South Africa to become #1 tourist destination. A strong brand positions South Africa as an attractive destination partner for trade and investment. Those are the advantages or the impact that branding has over marketing South Africa as a destination of choice. The concept branding makes South Africa recognizable or global brands that would inspire positive thoughts and feeling about the country and will convince tourists to visit South Africa. It showcases South Africa's success and motivates investors confident. So a good brand will show different cases of success and inspire investors' confidence in our tourism offering. So this is our brand logo. South Africa, as you can see, has the colors that are shown, that are indicated in our flag, and our slogan as we compete with the outside world. It says, inspiring new ways. Inspiring new ways. So this is the brand logo for South Africa. So whenever you see this brand logo, know that it markets South Africa as a destination of choice internationally, and people or tourists are able to identify with this brand logo and the message that is given here, inspiring new ways. You can attach some explanations to it, saying you are not only visiting our destination, but you'll be inspired by the innovative kind of products that we have on offer. Inspiring new ways is in a current logo for South African tourism and brand South Africa. BrandSouthAfrica.com. It's an organization which was tasked with promotion of South Africa as a brand. Brand South Africa's role is to create a positive, unified image of South Africa, one that will build pride of this nation as we market the country, as we market tourism product international. There are further opportunities to promote South Africa and the southern region in the world. So there are two major events as well that help promote South Africa and the southern African region, or you may simply say the SADC countries of the world. And for that kind of promotion, for that kind of marketing, two major events are hosted in South Africa to further market the country to internationally, as well as partners in the SADC country. And for that, one of the major events happening in South Africa is the Africa's Travel Indaba, or Africa's Travel or Tourism Indaba. As you can see, the brand now is different. It says we are from the inspiring new ways Now in the Travel Indaba, this is the logo that you'll find. It says, welcome. And another trade show responsible for marketing, for promoting South Africa and this entire Southern African region to the world is the Gateway Show. And it's held in Cape Town. And if I can go back to the previous slide, you can see that the Travel Indaba happens in Durban, but will further expand on the information. So the Africa's Travel Indaba takes place in Durban, as I indicated. It happens at the Durban International Convention Center, the ICC, and the Durban Exhibition Center, DEC, and in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. So it is the largest tourism marketing event on South African calendar. It is owned by South African Tourism and organized by Synergy Business Events, Pty Ltd. Inbound tourist operators, foreign travel agents, airlines, online booking companies, and transport find this platform as a good platform to operate from, to showcase products. And here the focus is not only that of South Africa, but also it includes the SADC countries promoted to the rest of them. There is also the Cape Gateway Show. This happens in the Western Cape, and it is the largest travel, outdoor, and adventure event. It happens in Cape Town, Stellenbosch, and it happens every year, annually. And you'd come across 110 exhibitors and 5,100 visitors visit the Gateway Show. Now, we have done a lot of explanations and talking. It's now the time to look into activities that you may come across when you do marketing South Africa as a tourist destination. There is an extract for you to read. I'm sure by now you have quickly gone through the extract. I will not indulge into reading the extract as I speak. I'm sure you are reading through the extract so that you are able to answer the questions. But the instruction says, study the information and the online page below to answer the questions that follow. So in the interest of time, I'm sure by now you have familiarized yourself with the extract. It's entitled the New Google Arts and Culture App online page. As you can see, it has the South African brand logo here. And it says South Africa and Explorer's Paradise. That in itself, it's eye-catching, and the rest of the information sure you have read so that you are in a position to respond to the questions based on this. Activity 1. This is an extract from one of the previous question papers, just for you to have the feel and the sense of how this topic is assessed. And you can further expand on these activities. You can further refer to previous question papers so that you are able to answer questions based on marketing. Right. Question 6.1 says, identify the organization responsible for reigniting the local tourism industry through innovative marketing of South Africa as an international destination of choice. 6.2 says, explain two ways in which the online exhibition will fulfill the core function of coordinating marketing. As you can see, these are more especially 6.2, it's a high order question. But let's see what the answers are. For question number 6.1, which request of you or demands of you to identify organization responsible for reigniting the local tourism industry through innovative marketing of South Africa as an international destination of choice. The only organization responsible for that is South African Tourism. You are also allowed to write it as SA Tourism. And SAT, as the acronym, it is not accepted. So it's either you write South African Tourism in full or SA Tourism. For 6.2, explain two ways in which the online exhibition will fulfill the core function of coordinating marketing activities. Here are possible answers. A partnership with the industry role players unify the advertising. We spoke much about the role players that are involved. We said it's accommodation, the transport, businesses that offer transport, the tour operators, the travel agency, all those are role players. And if they are united to present their case to the world, their advertisements effort to the world, then South Africa will see a success in terms of tourism arrivals. The media such as Google Arts, Culture, assist in exposing what South Africa has to offer for domestic and international tourism market. This was also explained when we discussed the topic that South Africa or South African tourism can use platforms such as internet, can use platforms such as social medias to further attract, to further advertise South Africa, both locally and internationally. The use of the Inspiring New Ways logo provides brand identity to attract more tourists to a recognized nation. So every time when a tourism product is advertised and it has the brand logo on it, the Inspiring New Ways on it, helps people to identify that this is a registered attraction. This is an authentic tourism product for South Africa. So these answers all are alternative for 6.2. As we further move on in answering 6.2, it has a potential of bringing together various images, videos, street views, and story shows South Africans' diversity in culture, scenery, to the rest of the world. So the app will help South Africa to group together all this together as one and be in a position to sell it to the outside. Using an online platform connects South Africa tourism marketing efforts to virtual reality and the global digital world. So we combine different attractions in a country in one app and sell it to the outside world as one package. It is a cost-effective platform to market South Africa both domestically and internationally. It reduces marketing costs because all the 9 provinces can be marketed as one product. Different attractions in the 9 provinces can be grouped together and sold to the world as one product. 6.3, identify one branding strategy on the online page above. So, and may we take it with 6.4 to say, branding and online marketing are expensive. So it says, discuss one way in which the organization benefit in question 6.1, receive private sector fund. 6.3, if we have to answer it, it says identify one branding strategy on the online page above. So South Africa's brand logo, it's one of the marketing strategies. Inspiring new ways, one other marketing strategy. Sharing Google Arts and Culture branding, South Africa, and Explorers Paradise. So all these are efforts to market South Africa as a destination of choice that you may simply identify from the extract previously that was displayed for us to go through. 6.4 TB, if we answer, discuss one way in which the organization identified in question 6.1 received private sector funding. One would go about saying the TBCSA, Tourism Business Council of South Africa, pays money collected from levy contributors quarterly to SA Tourism. The 1% levy, which is TOMSA, is collected by participating tourism business from tourists. So from whatever they charge tourists, they charge an extra 1% to send it for TOMSA, and that is used to market South Africa as a destination of choice. Activity number 2, Africa's Travel Indaba. So Africa's Travel Indaba, we said it happens in Durban, and this time we are referring to the one that took place in May 2022, between the 3rd and the 5th of May. So remember that Africa's Travel Indaba, it's used to market South Africa as well as the SADC countries to the rest of the world. So question 6.1, give the definition of travel trade show. And here are the explanations. An event where tourism-related business are given the opportunity to exhibit and promote their products and services. An event where major role players in the tourism industry can network in order to establish new business relationships. An event where buyers, such as tour operators, can negotiate business deal with exhibitors. This is how we should answer 6.1. And a common factor that you must have identified is that in the previous slide, it was 6.1. This suggests that this will be assessed in question 6 of the final examination. And as you can see with this one, also it's 6.1. 6.2, South Africa Tourism, use Africa's Travel Indaba to market South Africa nationally and internationally. And the question says, name one other travel trade show held in South Africa. And here they are. You have the Gateway Show happening in Cape Town in Johannesburg. Meetings Africa happening also in Johannesburg and Cape Town. Africa's Travel Indaba happening in KwaZulu-Natal. And the World Travel Market happening in Cape Town. This answers 6.2. 6.3, explain the 3 steps on how the 1% levy collected from tourism businesses is used to market South Africa. Step 1, participating businesses collect 1% levy from tourists. The second step, money is paid to TOMSA or on a monthly basis, who takes it to TBSA. Step 3, TBSA as administrators of the fund then pays the money to SA Tourism, and SA Tourism uses the money to market South Africa, both domestically and internationally. Grade 12, this brings us to the end of the lesson. I hope by now you have a better understanding of the topic, and going forward, you'll use all the observations and the skills that you have derived from this topic. And for further information, consult with your textbooks, keep your ears on the ground, watch current news to have updated information on this, so that you are armed enough when you sit for assessment, when you answer questions based on marketing South Africa. And with that, I thank you all and have a great day and evening. Thank you.